guys, Linda Ezemedulu here. Welcome back to my channel. In case if you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Linda and I'm filming this video from Lagos, Nigeria. Your hair vendor sends you your hair, but after you recolor the hair or you wash the hair, you notice that the closure hair starts to pull out at the underneath part of the closure area. Look at this one here. You can see how under the closure looks really rough. So I'm going to be telling you guys why this situation here happens. If you want to know the reason why you have your hair pulling out under your closure area in your wigs, please keep on watching this video. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, sis, please click on the subscribe button right below. I don't know if it's somewhere here or here. Click on the subscribe button. Also turn on the post notification bell right beside the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. And check out my description box. I always put links to various things that I have available in my description box, links to my hair vendor information, links to my website, links for if you want to buy wigs from me. I put links in my description box on how you can get all of this information. So without saying much, let's get right into today's video. So guys, ever since the price of lace closures and frontals increased, people have been trying their best to find more cost-effective ways to get closures and frontals. And this brought about a situation whereby people started learning how to ventilate closures, and they buy the bulk hair or the wefts. They buy laces and they start to ventilate the laces themselves. But unfortunately, making closures and frontals, ventilating closures and frontals takes a lot of time. And it's not just the fact that it takes a lot of time. It requires someone who has a specialized skill and someone who has integrity. Because most times you find that people are just in a hurry to do the job and get paid, but are not particular about ensuring that the work is done excellently well. So there are various methods in which one can ventilate a closure. There's a single knotting method, there's a secure knotting method. There are over 12 methods in which one can use in ventilating a closure. But unfortunately, because most of those people who render the service of ventilating closures are always in a hurry, they end up doing the single knotting method. And when the closures are made using the single knotting method, you find that over time the hair starts to pull out under, like what we have right here. Because from the size of this closure right here, you can see that this closure right here is a 2x7, which is longer than the regular size of closures that is usually being sold by most hair companies. So this closure was definitely made in Nigeria by the hair vendor that sold this hair to my client, because somebody brought this hair to me that the closure is pulling out under, so I should help her get a different closure and change it. And this closure right here, the 2x7 closure, how do I find a hair factory that sells a 2x7 closure? That's the ordeal I have to deal with right now to ensure that I replace the closure on this client's hair without having to re-wig the hair. That's the ordeal I have to endure right now. So from my own personal experience, I think I shared a short on my channel, like was it last month or so, about how a lady ventilated closures from me, because of course I was also trying to save costs because the prices of closures and frontals are quite on the high side. So I asked this lady to ventilate a 5x5 closure for me and a 6x6 closure. When she brought the closure, it looked alright, but after the client washed the hair, she hasn't even worn the hair. This was what the closure turned into. So you can see lots of hair pulling out under, and even the hair on the closure area is matted out, is completely matte, is completely knotted out. So I really don't understand what this lady here did, but she's someone who claims to have a hair training academy, but unfortunately it seems like she tends to give works that her clients give her to her students who are still learning how to make closures. So they end up messing up, wasting a hair which you used to ventilate the closure and the lace in question. She also wastes your hair for you, and then she also wastes your money and your time. I had to, after the client brought back the wig, I had to just cut out the closure, and I bought new closures from the factory, from my hair factory, from my hair supplier. and I replaced the closure on the wig and I sent the hair back to the client. But unfortunately, with this situation right here, the money which I spent on ventilating this closure is a waste. The hair in question is also going to be a waste. I know ventilating closures in Nigeria, it has the benefit, which is that you get to save money. You don't spend so much in buying the closures and the frontals. But on the downside of it, you're not sure if the person who ventilates the closure is going to do a good job. Like this situation I have here, and also this situation that my client brought for me, that she encountered with someone else she bought hair from. But the funny thing is, most times when people have problems with these other hair vendors with their hair, they don't go back to these hair vendors to return the hairs and whatever. But because I have an open room for my clients, so they'll bring it back for me and I'll fix it. But from other people, I noticed that they're not able to go back to some of these hair vendors to get their problems fixed. But anyway, it's just one of the issues, because you just find out that lots of people doing business these days, especially on Instagram, lack integrity, and usually people that have like a medium to a large following, so they just feel like they can treat people any way they like and get away with it. But anyways, the downside of ventilating your closures in Nigeria is, one, it might not be well ventilated because it could be the single knotting method that was used, so the hair is definitely going to pull from under. Then the second downside to it is that even when the person in question knots the hair very well, sometimes the knots might be too thick, and when you try to bleach the knots on the underneath the lace, it might not bleach well because it's too thick, and it wouldn't really allow the developer to seep in through and bleach the knots on the closure easily. So these two are the main disadvantages of why you shouldn't even be getting made in Nigeria closures, except you feel like the person who is ventilating these closures for you is somebody that you trust to ensure that they are going to do the best secured knotting method for the closure, so you don't have it pulling out under, and you're also able to bleach the knots of the closure. If you like that bleached knot look, you're going to be able to bleach it effortlessly. So guys, these are things I just thought that I should let you all know. So if you are trying to buy hair online, you want to be careful. You want to ensure that the vendor in question, because you might see this hair now, it looks very affordable, unlike another person's hair. You don't know if the person ventilates the person's closure in Nigeria, and if the person ventilates the person's closure in Nigeria, how are you sure the person that ventilated the closure did a good job? So if you can't guarantee all of these things, and these closures are factory made, please be very mindful of who you buy your hair extensions from, or who you even give your thing, who you even give your hair, who you give your things to render services for you. Because these days, getting people who are trustworthy, getting people who would really go out of their way to ensure that they deliver exactly what you pay for, it's something that is becoming very scarce. So I just want you guys to be very careful out there, and just try and avoid wasting your money when you are buying hair extensions, or you're probably in the business of selling hair extensions and you're trying to save the cost of buying the closures and frontals at the factory price, because you find that at the end of the day, you end up wasting your time, you end up wasting your money. You have to still spend that money that you did not want to spend before to go back to buy the factory made closures. So you might as well just spend that money, and hopefully by God's grace you get high paying clients that are willing to buy the hairs that you have available for sale. So guys, that's the end of this video for me. Don't forget, check out the links in my description box for my hair vendor information. If you want to order hair extensions from me, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation class, if you're trying to start your hair business and trying to figure out what part of the hair industry you are interested in. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, be bold, have courage, live a positive life, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, I love you. Bye guys.